The shrimp enjoy congregating on the top of the driftwood, especially among the Java moss growing there close to the light. And I found that this little indentation on the top of this piece of driftwood makes a perfect spot to feed them. So I use some tongs to add some food. Here's a piece of blanched carrot peeling. Half an hour later, the shrimp are enjoying the carrot peel. Hopefully they won't knock it off of the driftwood. They don't tend to spend much time on the substrate. They prefer to stay up high. It may be that the true Siamese algae-eaters that spend most of their time on the substrate tend to intimidate them. So I offer them the food in this ideal spot. Usually the otocinclus go into the vase to consume the pellets that I drop in there, but they're often near to the vase because they see that as a food source. This one is munching on some blanched lettuce stalk. I'm not sure if it pays any attention to the blanched carrot peelings, but it seems to enjoy this. Overall, this scape looks pretty good. I added the rest of the Fluval Stratum I had on hand on top of the deep river gravel. I think a black substrate looks much nicer. Although the substrate has fertilizer in it, I don't believe that adding any rooted plants would succeed in this tank because, in my experience, true Siamese algae-eaters always uproot rooted plants. Java moss does pretty good on the tops of the driftwood. I only have a couple of otocinclus in the tank. They do tend to hang out on the vase I have on the left where I feed the ancistrus at night. Need to keep some of the food available for him after dark because the algae-eaters will consume whatever's on the substrate. They don't tend to go into the vase because the tank is in my kitchen and they tend to stay hidden most of the time. But the main point is I can put all the cold shrimp into this tank where they can live out their lives happily. Once true Siamese algae-eaters expire, I intend to remove the heater, and I think the shrimp will be happier in a unheated tank than they are at about 75 degrees.